or resting over your knees resting over a pillow or a bolster. Letting your shoulder blades be nice and broad and sliding down towards your waist, and feeling the whole body releasing and relaxing into the mat. And now we will take our awareness to the breath at the tip of the nostrils. So feeling the breath on the inhale and the exhale. Feeling the very beginning of your inhale, the very end of your exhale. Just noticing the breath. And then letting your hands come to rest onto your belly. And start to feel the rise and fall of the chest. Or of the belly, I should say. So on the inhale, the belly gently rises. And on the exhale, it sinks and softens. Slow flowing breaths. Very aware of the breath flowing down into the low lobes of your lungs. And feeling not only the expansion at the front, but also the sides and the back of this area as you inhale. And releasing and relaxing on the exhale. So hands on the belly in our semi-supine position. Awareness with the breath flowing down into the low lobes of the lungs. And then after your next exhale, let's place the hands onto the mid-lobes. So heels of hands on the floating ribs, fingers sort of resting just underneath the breasts. And we'll take our awareness into this area. So really allowing the breath to flow into the rib cage, expanding the rib cage, ribs moving away from each other as you inhale. And then softening and releasing on the exhale. So breath in and out of the low lobes, of the mid lobes. And then after the next exhale, hands moving to the high lobes, onto the upper chest, with the fingers towards the middle of the collarbones. Feeling a slight rise and fall of the upper chest. The high lobes. After your next exhale, let's leave the right hand where it is, taking your left hand back to rest over the mid lobes. And we'll go into our full yoga breath. So we shall exhale. And then inhaling through the nostrils as you feel the belly rise, lifting the breath into the rib cage as it expands. and to the upper chest, feeling the slight rise. And then exhaling, firstly from the low lobes as the belly sinks. Mid lobes, rib cage gently contracting back, and high lobes, the upper chest. So let's keep this going. Full yoga breath, low, mid, high lobes, whether you're inhaling or exhaling. Then letting your arms come down by the sides after the next inhale. And then on the following inhale, let's allow the arms to float up and over with the breath. So we'll continue with our full yoga breath, moving the arms with the breath. Up and over on the inhale and floating back down by the sides on the exhale. Let's keep this flowing. Smooth, slow breaths. Relax shoulders and elbows. And then when your arms come up and over behind, leave them there. Then when you're ready to next inhale, have a big stretch. So extend through the heels, stretch out through the fingers, have a yawn. And then bring the arms back down by the sides, removing any bolsters or blankets, and then coming into the semi-supine position. And inhale. As you exhale, bring your right thigh over the body, holding onto the shin, stretching your left leg long. As you inhale, compress the right thigh into the chest, the abdomen. And on the exhale, swap the legs, bringing the left over, stretching the right away. Inhaling and compressing, and then exhale and change. So twice more on each side, please. Once you have finished on the left side, also bring your right knee up over your body, giving both knees a good hug. And then as you inhale, engage the pelvic floor, chin to the chest, forehead to the knees, snuggle up into a little ball for a moment. And then place your head down and your left foot down and hold on behind the right thigh. Give your right ankle a big circle. And go back the other way. Coming to the center, relaxing the foot. Inhale, compress the thigh into the body. On the exhale, stretch your leg up into the air, gently extending through the heel. Let's do that again. Inhale, compress the thigh in. Exhale, extend the heel and stretch the leg. Inhale, bend, bring it in. And exhale, extend that leg up, settling into the stretch. And now on an exhale, if you'd like to, you can also stretch your left leg along the floor. So the right leg's into the air, the left leg's along the floor. And breathing. And then release, bend your right knee over your body. Take your right arm out to the side at 90 degrees with the palm up. Hold on to the outside of your right knee with your left hand. Then inhale. And on the exhale, take the knee over to the left, keeping your right shoulder on the ground and turning your head towards the right. Spiraling along the spine. And then inhale, rotate back to the center, placing the right foot down, bending your left knee, just straightening your spine up by lifting the hips and placing them back onto the floor. And then bring the left thigh over the body, holding on behind the thigh, circling the left ankle. Change directions. And inhale, bring the thigh in towards the body, extend through the heel, and exhale, stretch it up into the air. Inhale, bend and compress the thigh against the body. Exhale, stretch the leg up, toes back towards the knee. Last one, inhale, bring it in. And exhale, extend. So we'll stay here, letting the weight of the leg rest into the hip joint. And on your next exhale, if it feels okay, straighten out your right leg along the floor. And then release, bending the left knee back over the body. Take your left arm out to the side at 90 degrees with the palm up, holding onto the outside of that knee with your right hand. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's take the knee over to the right, keeping the left shoulder on the ground and turning our head to the left. And let's inhale, come back to the center, into semi-supine, lengthening the spine, and then taking the knees and ankles together, bringing your hands down by the hips, making fists. Inhale, and on the exhale, widen the knees and let the soles of the feet come towards each other. So the fists are there to help support the thighs if you feel like you need it. And if you don't, then you can release the hands, palms up, and really let those knees be heavy, opening up through the inner thighs. And then inhale, bring the knees back towards each other. So we're going to step them out in line with our hip joints. So the hip joints, knees and ankle joints are all in that alignment. Please remove any head supports that you're using. Slide your shoulder blades down towards your waist, allowing them to be broad. And now bring your hands onto your frontal hip bones with the fingers towards the pubic bone. All right. So let's inhale. On the exhale, engage the pelvic floor, flatten the back, draw the stomach muscles towards the spine. Inhale, tilt your tailbone away, create that little extra space at the lower back. Exhale, flatten the back, engage the pelvic floor. Inhale, tilting the tailbone away and bringing your hands down by your sides, ready for some flowing bridges. Exhale, flatten the back, draw the navel in and up. Start to peel the spine off of the mat, one vertebra at a time. Really feeling the feet engaged, a little bit of tightening through the buttocks muscles. On the inhale, your arms come up and over behind as the spine comes down, one vertebrae at a time. Tilting the tailbone away with that little space under the back at the end. And then exhale, flatten the back, engage the pelvic floor, peel the spine off of the mat, coming up into your bridge as your arms come back down to the floor. And then inhale, the spine flowing down as the arms come up and over. Tilting the tailbone away at the end. And then exhale, flattening the back, engaging the pelvic floor, peeling the spine off of the mat as the arms come back down to the floor. And we're going to stay here in our bridge for a few breaths. So the hips are lifted, we're resting on broad shoulder blades, the neck is lengthened and your chin is towards your chest, but not lifting up, just pointing towards it. And now keeping the balls of the feet on the floor and the heels on the floor, lift up all of your toes. Squeeze the buttocks slightly, feeling that your thighs are engaged and your knees are nice and strong and stable. And then let the toes float down. And breathing. And then inhale up onto the toes, arms coming up over behind. On the exhale, slowly let the spine come all the way down. And keeping your arms up above, stretch the legs out. And then again, as you inhale, have a nice big stretch from fingertips through the heels. Bringing the arms back down by the sides, palms up. Bend your knees back into semi-supine, knees and ankles together. Start to let the legs rock from side to side. So the knees and ankles will stay together. That means that you'll roll up onto the side of one of the feet and both soles will be off of the floor. And you turn your head in the opposite direction to the knees. Gently spiraling along the spine. And then coming back to the middle, widening your feet so they're around about as wide as one of the rubber mats. Then start to let the rocking happen again. Both legs just moving off to one side. This time, one of the knees will be heading towards the sole of the other foot. Head moving in the opposite direction. And then once you roll to the next side, just keep on rolling all the way up. Push with your hands and come up to seated. Okay, so we're sitting onto our sit bones nice and tall, and just let your legs widen a little, so they're kind of like a V. Hands on top of your knees. And we're just going to start to slide our hand down one leg and then the other. And so just keep on doing that. Covering all of the skin on the top, the outside and the inside of the legs as you do this. And then coming up to seated. Bring your legs back together. Bend your right knee and step the right foot over the top of the left leg. So at the moment, your right foot will be on the floor, sort of to the outside of the left knee. Take your left arm out to the side and then give your right knee a really big hug. Try to get your elbow around your knee. And then you're going to inhale and sit yourself up with a nice long spine, which means that your right foot will most likely lift off the floor. And we should be feeling a stretch in the right side of the buttocks and hip area as we do this. So drawing that right knee in towards the left shoulder. And then you can also take your right hand just around behind the buttocks, a little away from your body, and spiral your spine towards the right so you're getting a twist and a stretch. And then rotate back to the center, let the right foot come down. Step it back to the right and then straighten your right leg out. Sitting up nice and tall. Bend your left knee. Step the left foot to the outside of the right knee. So spine's long. We'll take our right arm out to the side. Give your left knee a really good hug. So you'll wrap your elbow around if you can. And then as you inhale, sit yourself up nice and tall, lifting the left foot off of the floor, having both sit bones still on the floor. We should be feeling a stretch in the left side of the buttocks. And then we can place that left hand just back behind where it is absolutely comfortable, and then start to rotate yourself towards the left. And now let's come back to the centre, release the foot and slide it along. Put your hands back behind. Just give your legs a little jiggle and a wriggle. And then bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Sit yourself up nice and tall, holding onto your ankles or your feet, just wherever it feels most comfortable. And start to give the knees a little flutter. And then hold on to the knees, bring them towards each other and come over on to your hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, making sure that your fingers are nicely spread out but not forcing them. Weight of the hands should be focused on the thumb and index finger knuckle. We'll do some cat breaths. So long spine, broad shoulder blades to start with. And then we'll inhale, easing the tailbone back and up, letting the belly drop, rib cage drop, roll the shoulders back, lift your chin. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, slowly rounding out through the spine, one vertebra at a time, and bringing the chin towards the chest. Let's keep this going in our own time. You can close your eyes, feel every vertebrae as you slowly move through into the arch and then the crest of this movement. And after your next exhale, return to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes under, and then walk your hands back near your knees and sit onto your heels. And give your wrists a roll. Just go one way and then the other a few times. Give them a little shake. And then come back down onto the hands and knees. So we're going to do a shoulder stretch. Take your right arm out to the side so it's parallel with the floor at shoulder height. Your palm will be down. And now thread that hand and arm underneath the left hand. So now the palm will be up and the back of your hand is sliding along the floor, and you just keep it going the whole way out towards the left until your right shoulder comes onto the floor. Then bring your right ear down onto the floor as well. Now that may be sufficient. You can just let your left arm relax, or you can slide it long up above the head. And then you can let the weight of your body move slightly towards the right. And hopefully you're feeling some stretching in between the shoulders. And if you've got your arm stretched out, maybe along the underarm or lat area of the left hand and arm. Try to breathe deeply into the areas that are stretching. And then slide your left hand back to its start position. And then inhale, bring yourself up. Take the right arm out to the side, parallel with the floor again, and place it down. And just adjust yourself so you feel comfortable, and we'll do that all on the other side. So we're going to take our right arm out to the side, parallel with the floor, palm down, and then slide it underneath like you're threading a needle. So the back of the hand is sliding underneath the right. You keep it going all the way out to the right. Left shoulder comes down, and then just left ear down. Decide whether you want to keep your hand there, your right hand, or slide it long up above the head. And then let your weight move slightly towards the left if you'd like to. Breathing into the shoulder blade space. Bring your right hand back to the start position. Press into the right hand as you slide the left back out, up to that parallel to the floor, and then place it down. All right, so now take your hips back towards your heels. You can open out your ankles or you can have your toes tucked under if that feels better. We're going to let our forehead come down towards the mat. Bring it, and the arms are stretched out above your head along the mat. And now bring the palms together. Try to bring your elbows in a bit closer. And then you're going to take the hands, so they're in a prayer-like position, back up towards the ceiling, and then maybe towards the upper back or the middle of your spine. And then if you'd like to, you can just walk your elbows further away from your knees and then let those hands come back towards the middle of the upper back again. Getting a stretch in through the underarm area, let's say. Bringing the hands down, place the palms flat, walk your hands back towards your knees, sit onto your heels for just a moment. And then we are going to tuck the toes under, bring your hands near your knees. Now we can come up into a little squatting balance to stand, or you can hinge yourself up or just come up to standing, however it best suits you. So whenever you're ready, coming up to standing. And then letting the feet be just wider than shoulder distance apart. Do a little body wrapping. And come to the middle. Okay, so now you need your bolster or whatever it is that's just a little higher that you can use. Place it along the one end of your mat, pretty much towards the end of the mat. Now, what we want is for our right foot to be, let's say, a palm length away from the bolster. So that's the right foot. And then you're going to step your left foot about a foot in measurement, not your own foot measurement, but a foot back. Now, you want to be able to balance, so maybe you want to take your feet a little bit wider apart so that you can get a good balance here. And then bring your left hand onto your left hip. The legs are straight, your toes are pointing straight ahead, your hips are also square with the bolster. We're going to inhale our right arm up into the air, and then exhale, hinge from your hips. So you're keeping your spine nice and long, and then you're going to place your hand onto your bolster, your right hand onto your bolster. The hips are square, and then try and let your body relax forward, and you should be feeling a stretch in the back of your right leg. So try to relax into that as much as you can, and if you know that you've got really flexible hamstrings, you could bring your fingers down onto the floor. and then bend the knees, press into the foot and bring yourself up to standing. All right, now we want to be just a little further away from the bolster now. So the measurement of your own foot away from the bolster, approximately, and then step your left foot back another tiny bit. All right, so a similar thing, but this is going to be a balance, and everyone just needs to work at their own level. So left hand onto the hip, right hand is down to start with. We're going to inhale it up above the shoulder, keeping your spine long, hinge forward from the hips, and you can bend your right knee slightly to put your hand onto that bolster. Try and keep your hips square. And now bring the weight onto your right foot and maybe come up onto the left toe to start with. Feel the length and strength in your right leg. Then start to lift that right foot off of the floor. It could come all the way up to parallel with the floor, or if you're very flexible and you've got good balance, you could do the splits with your leg pointing up towards the ceiling. If you're looking at the screen, it is not happening here. So just holding the balance as best you can. Squeezing the buttocks muscles to help you, drawing the stomach muscles towards the spine. And then releasing, taking the foot down and place it down in line with your right foot. Bend your knees and bring yourself up to standing. Now the interesting thing is I can't hear the sound effects from you lot. I don't know how we're going there. So give your hips a little bit of a wriggle, shoulders a bit of a wriggle, because we're going to do the other side. Okay, so this time the left foot is about a palm length away from the bolster. And then we're going to step our right foot about a foot or maybe a little more back. Hips are square with the bolster, and we'll place our right hand onto our right hip. Left hand relaxes down, and then inhale it all the way up. So long through the left arm, hinge forward from your hips, keeping your legs quite straight and placing your left hand onto the bolster. Try to keep those hips square, and then you can relax your head down, feeling the stretch in the back of your left leg, and maybe your right leg too, depending on how tight they are and where your foot is. Okay, let's bend the knee, press into the foot, bring yourself up. So we're going to take the right foot back a little bit further away from the bolster, and again step the left foot back a little further. So coming into our balance, right hand on the hip, left arm down. We'll inhale the left arm up, hinge forward from the hips, keeping your spine long. Hand onto the bolster out in front of your left foot, and then take the weight onto your left foot. Try and keep those hips square, and then lift your left foot. Either just let the toe gently relax onto the floor, lift it up just slightly, or even higher still. Squeezing the buttocks, drawing the stomach muscles towards the spine, feeling strength in your left leg. Whoop. And then bring that foot down and bend the knees, come up to standing. Good work. Give everything a shake. And then move your bolster off to the side. So it's time now for a bit of a salute to the sun. So come up to the top of your mat. And again, we will sort of mix this up a little bit today. So let's start standing up nice and tall, feeling your feet connected with the floor, letting your shoulder blades slide down towards your waist. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then turning the palms out, inhale, the arms come up above the shoulders, relaxing the shoulder blades down, and as you exhale, sit down as if you're sitting into a chair. Now you want to keep your shoulders relaxed, the arms out in line with your ears. If your shoulders don't like that, your hands and arms could be parallel with the floor or even onto your hips. And now exhale, fold all the way down, fingers down near your feet. We're going to do a few forward folds and back bends now. So let's inhale, tuck the tailbone under, slide your hands up your legs as you stack your spine one vertebra at a time and come all the way up to standing. Bringing your hands onto your lower back just for length and comfort. And then inhale, let the thighs come forward. Stretch to the pubic bone, to the heart, to the throat, looking up. Chin to the chest, bend the knees, stretch your tailbone back. Exhale, slide your hands down the back of your legs. Forward fold and hang. Inhale, up we come, hands sliding, spine stacking as we come up to a standing position. Hands onto the lower back. As you inhale, the thighs come forward. We open up the front of the body, looking up for a back bend. Chin towards the chest, bend the knees, exhale, tailbone stretches back, and we'll slide our hands down the back of our legs. Forward fold, so we're just hanging here. Give your arms a little shake and your head a little bit of a nod. And then hang further out of the hips with the upper body. Place your hands onto your knees, fingers in, thumbs out. Inhale, straighten your legs and then straighten your spine. Particularly between the shoulder blades, really try and flatten that out and let your chest come forward. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, chin towards the chest, round out through the spine. Again, let's inhale, straighten the legs, straighten your spine. So your body's at like a 90-degree angle here. And then exhale, bend the knees, chin to the chest, slide your hands all the way down. Fingers out by the sides of the feet. We're going to take a really big step back with our right foot and let the right knee come down. Now here, we want our left knee to be above our left ankle and for there to be a little bit of an angle on the right thigh. So it shouldn't be at 90 degrees, your knee should be back a little further than that. So now we're going to inhale and lengthen the spine, come up onto your fingertips and really feel like you're taking the weight of your body off of your left thigh. And then as you exhale, lunge your hips forward. So you're going to stretch into the front of your right upper thigh. Placing the palms down, index fingers parallel. We're going to step ourselves back into a plank. So you tuck your toes under, lift your right foot, left foot also comes back. You can do your big plank where your knees are up off of the floor and the core's really strong. Or you can take your knees down and also have a nice strong core, but working at a level that may be better for some people. Drawing the stomach muscles towards the spine, tucking your tailbone in towards your chest. Oh no, in between your legs. I suppose it could be coming up towards your chest. And let your knees come down and lower your chest. So the elbows are snuggled in. We inhale, raise the chins, raise the head, slide the chin forward. Use your back muscles to come up into a little cobra. And then exhale, release and slide back down. We'll do that again. Inhale, raise the head, slide the chin, engage the back muscles, arching into a cobra. And then exhale, lowering down. Press into the hands, come up onto your hands and knees. Then back into your child's pose, hips back towards the heels. Relax. Inhale up onto all fours. Let's take our hands wider and turn your palms out just slightly so that the middle fingers are at about 45 degrees. Nice broad shoulder blades. And now also widen your knees so they're in line with the wrists, and widen your feet, tuck the toes under. So it'll be a wide-legged dog. Lift your knees, belly towards your thighs. Firstly, feeling the broad shoulder blades and also the shoulder blades towards the waist. Now we're going to inhale up onto our toes and lengthen our spine, and then exhale, let the heels come towards the mat. So your ears should be in line with your arms, and then we're going to walk the dog, bending one knee, straightening the other. And now come up onto your toes and bring your knees back down. Widen your knees, let your big toes come towards each other, hips back towards the heels in a wide-legged child's pose. You can stretch your hands further away and let your forehead come down, or bring your hands underneath your forehead. Just relaxing here. Inhale up onto all fours. Bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And again, we're going to do a downward dog. So a slight turn out of the palms, tucking the toes. Inhale, lift the knees, belly onto the thighs. Adjust and relax those shoulder blades towards the sky. And then inhale up onto the toes, lengthening the tailbone to the sky, and exhale, heels towards the mat, downward dog. Slow breaths. Inhale up onto the toes, back down onto your knees. And now we're going to take our right foot forward in between your hands. So just get it up there however you can. Getting ready for the lunge. So the right knee is above the right ankle, and there's that little bit of an angle on the left thigh. Onto your fingers as you inhale, lifting up, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, lunging your hips forward. Feeling the stretch in the thigh and the hip flexors at the top of the thigh, the left thigh. Okay, take the hips back and bring your knee back towards the other knee. So again, you're onto your hands and knees. Tucking the toes under, walking your hands back, sitting onto your heels. Fingers down, lift your knees. We're either going to, actually we're just going to put our fingers down closer to our feet. Let the heels come down, lift your buttocks, and again you're in a forward fold. So really let the head hang and the arms hang. Big circle with the arms as you press into the feet. Bring yourself up to standing. Come up onto your toes, have a little balance. The arms are up above the shoulders. Balancing. And then bring the palms together, letting the heels come down, bringing your hands to your heart center. And 3 rounds of heaven and earth breath. So we'll inhale as if from the heavens, above the crown of the head, to your heart center. Exhale from heart center down through the body and out into the earth. Inhaling from the earth to the heart. Exhaling heart to heavens. That's 1 round. Do 2 more in your own time. Once you're done, relaxing your arms down. And then getting your bolster ready if you have one for an inverted posture. If not, remember you can put your legs up the wall or your calf muscles onto the seat with your bottom close to the bottom of the seat. Okay, so let's slowly move ourselves into our inverted posture. Just taking it nice and easy. When you're ready, moving back. And once you get there, you can practice the 1 to 10 breath. So we're inhaling on the odd numbers, exhaling on the even numbers, making our way from 1 to 10. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Once you're done, bending your knees and then taking your feet down to the floor one by one if you're over a bolster. If not, just have the knees bent back over the body for a moment. And then holding onto the outside of the bolster if you're over one, bringing one knee over the body and then using your momentum to sit yourself up. If you're at the lounge or wall, also sit yourself back up and just fold your body over your knees. Give them a hug. And then coming up to seated. Now, if you have a bolster, we're going to do the supported fish with the bolster lengthways behind your spine. You can also do this if you're not directly on tiles or a really cold floor. What you can do is roll your mat up and use it like the bolster just to help to open up your chest. So you just roll it up and then place it behind your spine. Make sure it's straight behind your spine, chin towards your chest, and then let your spine come along the bolster and open the arms out to the sides. And then you can lengthen your legs away or have the soles of the feet together with the knees wide. And again, practice your 1 to 10 breath. Inhaling on odd numbers, exhaling on evens. Taking 3 more breaths. And then bending your knees back to the start position. Give yourself a little push with your left foot as you roll off of the bolster onto your right side. Snuggle your knees up towards your chest. And then bring yourself up to a seated position. So we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing before we move back into relaxation. So sitting yourself comfortably with the hips lifted. You could even sit into a chair if that felt right. And then we'll bring our left hand into chin mudra with the thumb and index finger touching, making sure your spine is nice and long. Bringing the middle and index finger to the eyebrow centre. That's of your right hand. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale both nostrils. Close the right nostril with the thumb. Inhale, left nostril. Close the left with the ring finger, open the right, exhale, right nostril. Inhale, right nostril. Close the right, open the left, exhale, left nostril. So let's keep this going. And the next time you breathe out through the left nostril, just let your right hand come down into chin mudra also. Sitting peacefully. Enjoying the natural rhythm of the breath. Then let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. Come back to the center, left ear towards left shoulder. Back to the center, right towards right shoulder. To the center, left ear towards left shoulder. And to the center. And now keeping the chin parallel with the floor, turn your chin towards your right shoulder. And then slowly towards the left. Back to the right. and to the left, to the center, and then open your eyes with a smile, and we can make our way down for relaxation. So making yourselves comfortable and nice and warm. Shoulder blades broad, head resting, spine long, releasing the weight of your limbs. And becoming aware of the breath in the nostrils. Aware of sensations in the palms of the hands. Feel your heart beating in your chest. And feel the gentle pulsing around the entire body. And now relaxing each part that's mentioned as we move through the body. And if your mind wanders, just come back to the sequence wherever we are. So we'll start off with the right hand, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, right hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, foot, big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth toes. The whole right side. Now to the left, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, foot, left big toe, second, third, fourth, fit. The whole left side. Tips of the toes, soles of the feet, heels, back of the legs, buttocks, lower back, mid back, upper back, shoulder blades, neck, scalp, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, nose, cheeks, ears, jaw, mouth, chin, throat, collarbones, chest, abdomen, pelvis, tops of thighs, knees, shins, tops of feet, tips of toes. The whole body relaxed. Whole body relaxed. And feeling your breath, allowing your breath to deepen. Notice the breath in the tip of the nostrils. And feel the back of your body, all of the points, the back of your body that are in contact with the mat and supports. Feel the front of the body. Feel the texture of the clothes and covers against your skin. The temperature of the air on your skin. Deepening the breath again. Letting your head gently ease from side to side. Coming to the middle. Tongue rolling over the teeth. Fingers and toes having a wriggle. Ankles and wrists circling. And then just move however you feel. Enjoy a big long stretch. And of course, if you want to, you can stay there. Or once you're done, you can roll onto your side, take a moment. Thinking of 3 things that you're grateful for, or at least 3 things. And then when you're ready, come to a seated position. Hands to the heart center, finishing with the loving kindness prayer. So inhale, a big circle with the arms, bring the palms together and to the crown of the head. May we be filled with loving kindness. Take the hands to the eyebrow center. May we be well. To the throat. May we be peaceful and at ease in our lives. And to our hearts, may we be happy. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. You're feeling nice and stretched and relaxed.